everyone who trains at Onsight was in the finals, and it's like it was quite an eye opener. Like, hey, where you train? Like
The place to be.
Climate. yeah. Hey, you train at Onsight, right? You train at Onsight, right? Yeah, this is the place to be, man. To get through.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so we will move from throwing shit at the gym from throwing shit at the gym to remembering what was your old place of work. So Onsight has closed down officially for a week now. Close to a week. And I don't know what I'm sure like Onsight has a special place in all of our hearts. Okay, like you, me, yourself. What are your thoughts about Onsight closing?
It's sad to let that place go and turn it into another badminton court. Like there's not enough badminton courts in Singapore. But it's a place where I think a lot of people picked up climbing back when it was still very, very cheap.
$6.
Where I have grown as a setter and also as a competitive climber, where all the lead climbers usually go to. Also, or like some hardcore league routes.
Yep.
Yeah. It's sad to see it go lah, but I guess we just move on, right?
How about the training wall?
Training wall.
The training wall was like our utopia.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Training wall was our utopia, but not a lot of climbers' utopia, which doesn't make much business sense. You know, it only caters to this small group of people who enjoy setting routes for themselves and
enjoy trying hard.
I think it's more of setting routes for themselves and climbing their own problems or their friends' problems. But not many people have that ability to do so. And right now, with the gyms being quite sparse, right, in terms of handholds, it's difficult to do that without the training wall. So, will the training wall still be in fashion right now? I'm not sure, but we will definitely try to bring up the training wall again in Boulder World.
Oh, is that like leak information, like fans only stuff? Or like what?
No lah. We will soon.
The kilter board.
Yeah, kilter board.
Tear down the kilter board.
No, not tear down the kilter board. We just take down the kilter holes and put spray wall holes.
Then where would the kilter holes go?
In the storage.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you have only that much space in Boulder World or in any climbing gyms in Singapore.
Nice.
Like, I guess Lighthouse, you have that spray wall section also, but that's not much as well. Yeah, other gyms, I'm sure they don't really have that much space to put a training wall.
Yep.
Oh, B plus also have training wall.
By 60 degrees, it's different. Different.
It's too steep lah.
Yeah, it's too steep, man. You can't hold this. Can't hold this on the 60. It's too bad. Can you see this? It's too bad. Gotta be at like 45. You know, just nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know lah. Like Onsight for me was the place that it basically gave birth to all of the top competitors within a certain period of time. it was the only place that people went to train. And
Actually, not really.
where else?
There was
Climb Asia?
there was a period where the comparative open climbers, right, they are divided into two, where some people were training at Onsight and then some in some in CA. And then it was quite funny. There was one point of time where everyone who trains at Onsight was in the finals, and it's like it was quite an eye opener. Like, where you train? Like,
the place to be.
Climb Asia. yeah. Hey, you're train at Onsight, right? You train at Onsight, right? Yeah, this is the place to be, man. To get through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true lah.
And yeah, like as much as there was CA, I feel like I don't know what is it about Onsight. Maybe it's because it's filthy or hot or something, I don't know, but there's something about the gym that makes everyone come together and like want to, I don't know, like for myself, I feel like Onsight makes climbing feel like a team sport more so than if I climb at other places, because climbing is an individual sport at the end of the day, right?
I think it depends on the climber's profile lah.
Yeah, which is what I'm trying to say, right? The climbers that frequent Onsight, they are just like tight lor. Yeah, because everyone there identifies with the gym, you know? Yeah, so...
But same with other gyms as well. Like, for example, if you climb at CC only, you would, basically you are in that community and you only know that community.
But I'm talking about specific to competition climbing. There's no like, come on guys, let's go to CC and train for competition, you know, together. Like no one really does that lah.
Yeah.
Like that's why I say maybe it's the filth. Because competitive climbers are the filth of the scene, you know? They are the people who don't care, are intimidating, you know? But I think Onsight's greatest contribution is bringing together the cream of the crop of climbing, and arguably, right, it is those people who really push the growth of climbing.
Yeah, but it's not the filth lah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just something about the place lah.
It's me lah. I'm the setter what.
Hey, pay Hilman more. Hashtag pay Hilman more. Yeah. So yeah, I think that is Onsight's greatest contribution. Is
me?
Huh?
Me?
Oh no.
Which is me as a route setter.
Yeah. Felt like if not for people like Mark, who really took it to the world stage, right? In the youth, climbing would have a lot less exposure in Singapore. That's like for sure. Because of Mark, it's kind of like a butterfly effect, right? The youth get more funding, and because the youth get more funding, then more schools want to adopt climbing. And that's where it starts, right? It starts in the schools. And where was Mark? Onsight. So yeah, I think a lot of things like started from that place. It's quite sad lah, like it's gonna become a badminton court lah, but I mean, like, what can we do, right? So one of the topics that I wanted to talk to you about is because like I want to discuss what are some of the things that frustrates you as a coach when you're coaching your students.
My two students behind the camera. Feels like I'm talking to them.
Nice.
I guess when they don't really listen to what you have to say. I mean, I advocate climbing well and efficiently, right? So, like, you tell them to move in a certain way, but they just don't carry it forward to their own climbing time, and then when they come back to you, they remain the same. Yeah.
How about?
But I mean, coaching doesn't really bring as much frustration as compared to joy of coaching. Like when you see them improve and and have their own climbing success in the competitions, that it really makes me happy. Yeah.
Like, don't you feel like you see your students succeed happier than yourself actually winning?
Yeah, that's true.
It's quite crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like way happier, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess like that's because we reached this point where like personal pursuit isn't a priority anymore. Yeah, the obsession that is not there anymore, you know? Yeah. But like what do you think is the most important job of a coach in your eyes?
Is to turn them into a climber that can coach themselves eventually, because you won't be there forever, and of course you won't be there for comps, right? So my coaching style is that I don't like spoon feeding them the answers to climbing. I would instead guide them with questions along to get the answer that I kind of want, so that they can come up with answers on their by themselves.
It's a slower process, but it's more effective.
Yeah. Yeah, so instead of like treating them like a game console, like it's a joystick, joysticking kind of a coaching method where you just tell them to do what you want them to do, like, oh, left leg up, or you turn your body this way, or something like that. You kind of tell them what happened and tell them what has to be done, and then they come up with what they need to do in order for it to happen. Yeah, so for example, you tell them, okay, your butt was sticking out, like your hips was falling out from the wall when you are going for the next move. But in order to reach, to stick to that handhold, you need to keep your hips in. Right. How do you go about it?
Yeah. Yeah, because like I think everyone has like your job as a coach. It's kind of like to help them understand climbing like you do. That's the reason why you are looking for answers, right? You want them to realize certain things based on your understanding of climbing. And I think every individual has their own understanding of climbing. And it's about how you want to mold them towards how you understand climbing. Yeah, and I think by doing that, it's one way to achieve that. Yeah, it's an effective way of doing that. Yeah, like I think for more advanced concepts, it's a little bit difficult to like ask them questions because they're not even exposed to it in the first place. Yeah, so there are times that you will need to hard code into them, but then from there on, it's like once they understand and they're exposed, then it's really up to them to identify for themselves like what is the correct thing to do at this point of time Yeah, and then last thing is, have you ever encountered students with, to you, the lack of passion or the lack of heart to learn?
I mean, in a climbing team, of course, there will be such people, but I would rather focus my energy to people who are actually willing to listen or want to learn. They would actually come to me instead to learn, where those people who are lacking passion to learn or something like that, they would
They don't have the heart to learn.
they don't have the heart to learn. They would be by themselves. But
do you think it can be cultivated?
I mean, I guess as a coach also, it's kind of your job to
nurture them.
But I mean, I'm coaching
What?
university students,
Okay.
which I feel that they are old enough to know what they want for themselves. I mean, if they are here and they want to learn, then of course I will teach them lah. But if they are not, then there are other students that I need to focus my attention to.
Because time is limited lah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other last words? You wanna say anything to anyone or?
Okay lah. So throughout my whole climbing experience, right, there will always be up and downs in your climbing, where
Like literally up and down.
like you be
You climb, you fall, you climb, you fall, you climb. Blame. Okay.
what I meant was whether you get injured or you don't have the motivation to train anymore, or sometimes it feels like you're what's the word? Huh?
Passion?
No, not fire. Like your form, your what climbing form, is it?
Performance?
Yeah. Okay. So there will be a time where maybe sometimes your climbing performance is not as what it used to be, maybe like the last month or something like that. So my advice is to kind of just ride the wave down. You don't really have to force yourself into doing what you don't want to do, which is climbing at that moment, you know. It will somehow, climbing is kind of special, where you will always be coming back for more. And there has been many instances where I feel like I want to quit climbing, even at my prime, winning second and third place in boulder comps. But it's not because of I didn't get a gold medal, but it's because of other things in life, you know. Whether it's school or work or personal issues, you just ride the wave down, and eventually it will come back to you.
It's just difficult to realize lah.
Yeah.
In the moment where you're so frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay. So to conclude, to jump you have to squat. Right?
No, I can jump without squatting.
Show me.
Like this, bro.
My I do it.
Is it still working?
Yes.
I can jump without squatting.
Okay, cut.